go. So there, 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mary Katie, welcome back. Maris Monday, WSAU, WSAU.com. We're finally in the same room together.
Look at us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
we can't see you, but
you can't see me, and I'm
wearing a Jaguars hat as usual.
I prefer to keep it that way, but Zoom has other ideas. But yes, we're finally back in the same room together. Not that our schedules have calmed down or anything.
Never.
These days, but first off, I guess we had a really good ceremony. I guess as this is airing on Monday, it was last week, where we raised a flag over here at City Hall. It's a historic American flag, and if you're into American history and you didn't see the video, you're actually missed out on a really good nugget of American history. But tell us how this came together as we honored the Hmong for the last week of Hmong Heritage Month.
Yeah, so April is a lot of things, but it's especially Hmong Heritage Month. So I was at a presentation with Mr. Harris, Yilang Zhang, and some of the young Hmong professional groups, and they brought in a professor who was talking about Hmong history. It was super interesting. It was actually super heavy. He went through all these declassified CIA documents and some of the things that our leaders were willing to put into this document about how we were going to abandon the Hmong. It was wild. So it was very heavy, and after that discussion, we started thinking, what can we do here? And of course, Jim Harris, the man with ideas, he came up with this idea to raise the Bennington flag, which was the flag that celebrates 1776, the spirit of it. And he said that when he was a teacher in 1976, it was all over the place, and people were asking, are we living up to the ideals of our constitutional framers? And that was the discussion in the community, but we also here in central Wisconsin welcomed our very first Hmong family in 1976. And so he thought it would be a special thing if we could celebrate the spirit of 1776, 1976, and today. So we did that. It was pretty touching. We had some of the family members of the first Hmong family in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Nu Vang Tao was there. He was an 18-year-old when he came here, and he's a grandpa now. And you could tell he was getting pretty emotional about it. It was a good discussion. It was nice to recognize our Hmong neighbors.
Yeah, indeed. And it's the flag flew outside City Hall for how long did you keep it up? A couple of days? When
we were taking the old flag down, I was noticing that it needed a little work. Mm-hmm. So we ordered a new flag. So we might still have the Bennington flag up there right now, honoring our folks, because we need a brand new, beautiful flag that didn't have to go through the winter here.
Yeah, indeed. But I guess my question to that is, of course, you're leaving it up then for the rest of the month or a period of time, but is this an idea now that maybe we've stumbled into, and every April we'll raise the Bennington flag or the Spirit of 76 flag to honor the Hmong?
Yeah, I think it's something cool that we should continue doing. What I really want to do, and I think what Jim Harris and Yilang Zhang are interested in doing too, is inviting our other Wisconsin communities to participate. So I will be sharing this with some of my other mayor friends. So Wiesa, obviously, we're coming for you, and among others. And I think we'll try and do a little bit of a roadshow here. And I think it's cool that the flag was borrowed from the Hmong Museum. I think it makes it extra meaningful.
Yeah, indeed. And it's, again, a great crash course in history as well, about the meaning of that flag and what it meant during the Revolutionary War. It was actually part of a battle. The design, anyway, was part of a battle that occurred as part of the Revolutionary War. So it's a great opportunity as well to not only honor the Hmong, but for some people that might be into the little nuggets of knowledge that come out of American history, there's something great to be learned there as well.
Oh yeah, and one of the things, we wanted to make sure that we weren't doing anything improper with any of the flags, but any flag that was an official American flag, you can fly and honor in the same way. So we felt good about that, and we'll continue to maybe consider some other American flag options if there are some cool things. This is our 150th anniversary as a city. Maybe that's something we'll look into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. And that brings us to our next point, the 150th anniversary of the city. We've heard about it. There's been, to my count, at least one official event to honor the sesquicentennial. In fact, I may just grab one of the shirts on my way out the door as well.
Yeah. They're pretty cool.
But as we get into the summer months here and we get to more of the Wausau events, outdoors type things, I'm sure you're working with Alessandra at the Wausau events office to kind of incorporate the 150th into some of these great things we do every summer.
Yeah, we have a lot of activities planned. Jean and Allie and Blake, everyone has been working on a lot of different options for how people can celebrate. So I know once the weather warms up, we're almost to May. Why is it still so cold out?
Right.
But once the weather warms up, we'll have some concerts. We'll have some special events. I wish I had them rattling off my tongue right now. But we have some ideas for this summer. Ideas, they're planned. We have events that are ready to go. Yeah. We're partnering also with the museum and some of our friends' historic businesses downtown. So we've got a lot of stuff happening. We have a special website. Make sure you go to that. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's linked on our website.
Exactly.
So go there.
Yes, indeed. And I know for sure the one that I'm looking forward to is the brand new Wings over Wausau. That's going to have some great chicken wings. And chicken wings that have bones in them, because the other kind are saucy nugs. Those are not wings. And this is the hill I will die on.
Say saucy nugs.
I did, and this is the hill I will die on.
This is what Yoda feels, but he actually likes them. So.
Yes, indeed. So if we have, chicken wing eating contests, chicken wing tasting events, will the mayor be a part of those?
I'm going to probably need to find somebody to participate in my stead. I haven't eaten chicken in more than 20 years. So it sounds to me like you just volunteered, though. So I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's maybe what we'll look forward to then for the 150th a chicken
acting mayor chicken wing
eating contest. Why not? I'm all for it.
Okay.
As long as there's actual bones.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
Make sure that
we have standards here.
We do indeed. So that's something I know. The one thing that I'm really looking forward to this summer, anyway. But we do have concerts on the square that are going to be coming back, and a lot of these events might be coming back in full force for the first time in 2 years as well. So that makes it all that much more special.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been asking, are these events happening? Are there going to be any modifications to them? And I think we're going to see a lot of summer activity that felt a lot like pre-2020 stuff. So I know I'm excited to get back to being a little bit more normal here. So yeah, I'm excited. Concerts on the square, man.
Yeah. One thing that we brought out in 2020 was the Rain Barrel program too. And it was so popular that it's coming back this year. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so if you're interested in a rain barrel, obviously that's for instead of just spouting out your rainwater from your gutters into your yard, which is a great idea if you want to do that. You can save it. You can water your plants with it. You use whatever. Don't consume it, please. But we're offering utility payers, ratepayers, the opportunity to get a subsidized rain barrel. $50 for residents here, $75 for non-residents if you still want to get in on it. And you can order your rain barrel through our website. The last date you can order is May 25th, and then you'll be able to pick them up on the 7th and 8th of June. So perfect timing for summer. Your stuff should be growing.
Yeah, indeed. And
your yard will be mowed.
Well, eventually we're going to have grass that we'll be able to mow, we think anyway. But the big thing about this is, first off, for water utility customers, obviously, it makes sense because you're going to save yourself a few gallons of water to cut your bills that way. And then, of course, for the water utility, it's going to divert some of the water that would normally go into the plant, and instead you'll be able to use it on your lawn. And I think the other big thing about this is plants in the yard, they kind of like this water better instead of stuff that's been treated and has fluoride in it.
They do like this water. We used our rain barrel last year. It was great. I got a lot of good wildflower for pollinators going, so I recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, and of course this goes hand in hand as well with the No Mow May, which has been approved, and the big difference this year is you don't have to sign up. You can just participate.
Yeah, just go ahead and go. We had a lot of excitement over the signs last year, but it was really kind of a big pain. So if you have a sign, feel free to pop it out. We've got about 100 here, so people can stop by if they'd like a sign, if maybe they want to let their neighbors know what's going on, if they feel judged. But you don't have to have a sign. You don't have to sign up. You can sign up. That we had some citizen scientists last year that collected data. So if you sign up, you might have that opportunity too. But yeah, it's growing. Tell you what, all these communities are doing it.
So what is the discussion like then among the mayors when you get together and you're talking about, oh yeah, we tried this? Because obviously it started in Oshkosh and now has grown to just about most of the major areas here throughout Wisconsin. What is that discussion like among the mayors when you're talking about it?
I think when I get asked about stuff we're doing, it's usually in relation to the amount of social media buzz, no pun intended, maybe a little, that it's getting. And so this is one of those things where people just flat out said, send me your ordinance, we're just going to copy it verbatim, we want to do it. I heard from LaCrosse, not LaCrosse, Eau Claire, I think they're trying to do a Hail Mary pass to get this through by May. But yeah, they're just, people like seeing the excitement, people like participating, so that's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. We're still talking about the big stuff when we get on our calls, though, tell you what.
Oh, of course.
ARPA, PFAS, all of it.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, with the PFAS, we've talked about that several times,
yep.
And that discussion is going to last probably until August or September. But as far as the distribution of the pitchers goes, I see you do have one here in the office. I don't know if that's the office pitcher or not. But and keeping up with that, how has that been going? Because I know you did have to restock. And it's still been a wait every time you do have to go through to get your pitchers.
Yeah, we've had steady requests. I want to say we have about 6,000 on request, and so we've been going through the list a couple hundred a week. Just to make sure that people aren't kind of all showing up at the same time and causing a giant traffic jam and being upset. So it's been good. It's been steady. We hope to have the rest of the pitchers out in the next several weeks. I know that we're going to have to move our location because we've got construction going on too. So welcome to that season.
Yeah, indeed. And as we're in the first week of May here, you do have a meeting coming up. And I know you and I had discussed before that there have been some promising signs as far as the bench testing has gone. Are we going to expect an update on that this week?
I would say you'll see a couple of updates related to that. We're still needing to collect some data. I think we've been collecting data for 4 weeks. So really what we need is a little bit more replication. It is promising. I think we've got solutions for kind of that interim, but also the long-term solution, which is really good. So Water is working with the DNR to make sure that everything we're doing is appropriate and it makes sense for all of our consumers. So that's kind of where we're at. We're continuing to talk to the EPA. We hired our consultant who has been working with PFAS for a long time in many different communities. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Ready to be done with that discussion, but the second we're done with PFAS, I'm sure there'll be more emerging contaminants that show up that we gotta address. So don't wish it on anyone.
Yeah, exactly, because we are the first ones through the wall, so to speak, on this. So I'm sure that there's been a lot of your peers in other communities reaching out and saying, how have you handled this? What's worked? What hasn't worked? Yep. So I'm sure you've had a lot of discussions like that too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussions, but probably the best conversations I've had were the one with our regional partners. We talked to our friends, our Marathon County municipalities, and we are actually starting a work group related to PFAS through the Metropolitan Planning Organization. So we want to make sure that anything we're doing, we can share knowledge, we can push for policy changes as a group. So that's something that we're working on. I don't know when we'll meet again, but there's a lot going on in this little community of ours.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, we always appreciate you taking time to chat with us about all of it at once like this.
Hey, anytime, man.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
Have a great week.